I'm ranking every single character in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. If you had a line of dialogue, you're going to be on this ranking. Let's start off with a very controversial last place, coming in at number 16, Captain Carter.
Are you serious?
Don't get me wrong, I like Peggy Carter as a character. I think the Agent Carter show is pretty underrated, and I'm glad that this proves that there is a way that we're maybe going to get a Captain Carter in the future, but I cannot think of a more useless cameo to be in this universe's Illuminati than Captain Carter. Ever since I saw that first teaser trailer they put out a few days before the movie came out, I just felt like this is just no place in this movie. She does not fit in with the rest of the Illuminati members at all, but that was all fine. But then she had to go out and say that I can do this all day Captain America line, and the cringe just filled my body. I was so happy when Wanda just cut her in half with her own shield. Literally just the most useless cameo I've ever seen in a movie. Coming in at number 15 is Billy and Tommy. Now, they didn't do anything wrong. They're just kid actors who don't really have much to do in this film, even though they're the whole point of the film. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. I didn't really want them to have a bigger role, especially after that ice cream song. But I mean, these characters are just fine. They really just don't do anything besides driving the plot forward. So number 15 for them. Number 14 is Sarah, and you're probably asking yourself, who's Sarah? And I told you I'm ranking every character. So let me remind you, this is the character that saves Wong by destroying the Darkhold book in the first place. We end up finding out it's a copy, so pretty much for nothing because Wong is a snitch and just gives up the location of the true Darkhold. But she makes a pretty cool sacrifice, saves Wong, and does what she believes right, and has an awesome death. So definitely deserves a spot on this list. Number 14. Number 13, Dr. Nick West. This was the dude at the beginning at the wedding with Doctor Strange. And the only reason he's above the other people is because he drops one of the coldest bars in the entire MCU on Doctor Strange. If you forgot his quote, it's that the best surgeon and the best superhero, but you still didn't get the girl. You can tell that stung Doctor Strange throughout this entire movie. And honestly, it makes him rethink everything and drives that whole point of are you happy home. So Dr. Nick West comes in at number 13. Number 12 is the Multiverse Maria Rambeau. I also thought this was going to be kind of a lackluster cameo, but she did at least hold her own against Wanda for a little bit longer than the rest of them. So it's cool seeing at least someone in this universe's Illuminati is actually powerful. So just for that alone, she gets a number 12, but she really doesn't say anything, so it's hard to put her any higher on this list. Number 11 is Black Bolt. My homie has one of the most gruesome deaths in the MCU. Shout out to Sam Raimi for that. That just caught me so off guard in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. I also like how he pretty much can just take care of any hero or villain in the universe and then just got absolutely shut down by Wanda. So I don't know if a death should rank you higher on the list, but for him it was so cool that it made him number 11 on this list. Now we're getting into the top 10 and things start to get a little bit more serious with the characters. So for my number 10, I have Mordo. I really wish I could put him higher, and I wish we got to see our universe's Mordo in this film. He just had such a personal thing against Doctor Strange that seeing this alternate universe Mordo just kind of took away any of that connection that they had and that feud against each other. And once again, he just feels like another character that is really just there to push the plot forward. He's just how they get captured, so that's all he really does. And like, obviously, you know, Doctor Strange is gonna win that fight even though he's in the handcuffs. But the fact that Mordo got absolutely clapped by Doctor Strange when he was in handcuffs is just an embarrassment. And I just feel like Mordo got done dirty. Doctor Strange 3, please just bring back our version of Mordo, because this alternate version is just not it. But he at least has something in the movie. He has a decent amount of lines, some action, and he's at least there, so he makes the top 10, whereas the other characters are very minor. Number 9, I don't even know if I'm saying this right, but Rintra. You can fight me on this ranking all you want, but I do not care. This cow or bull thing is absolutely lit. You guys are lucky I didn't put him at like number 5, because I just love this dude. I wish we got to see way more of him. I just love this thing so much. Number 8 is Professor X, and I really wish we could have put him up higher here, but he doesn't really do much of anything in this movie. I do really like the horror scene that he has where he's in Wanda's mind going to get the other universe's Wanda out from the rubble, and then all that red mist starts coming up behind him. I thought that was really cool. And I mean, he does just bring a presence on screen. When he first rolls in that Illuminati introduction scene, it just makes everybody smile, even though we all knew he was in it from the trailers. So definitely a good performance, just obviously not a lot to do, but he wasn't really the focus of this movie, so I can't really blame him for that. Definitely a decent character though for this film. Number 8. Coming in at number 7 is Wong, and he just got nerfed so badly in this movie. First of all, he barely does anything action oriented that isn't him just losing terribly to Wanda. I mean, this dude just gets strung up at the beginning. He gets flipped off a cliff after. Like, this dude is just getting smoked left and right as the Sorcerer Supreme. And the more I think about the scene where he gives up the location of the true Darkhold book just to save those 4 lives, I know he's a hero and he's going to want to save them, but feel like he should have lied or tried to do something to buy some time and just gave her a fake location and then worry about that later. It just felt way too convenient to push the plot forward, and I feel like this is a part of the movie only being 2 hours. They just kind of had to have super conveniences in it that just immediately drive you to the next point, and they can't really take any time. But like I said, if Wong threw a misdirection in there and then maybe Wanda takes him to the fake location, finds out it's not really is, and then they fight there, that could have been an epic scene, I feel like. I just find it hard to believe that Wong really would have gave up that location so easily as he did. Like I said, he's just pretty underpowered, but him and Strange and him and America Chavez have some good moments in this, some good chemistry, because the actor, whose real name is also Wong, does a great job as this character. Number 6 is Christine Palmer. I really liked her in this movie. She actually has stuff to do, and I'm mainly referring to the alternate universe Christine Palmer, but both of them were fine in this film. I mean, Rachel McAdams is just a great actress, and you can see that every time she's on screen. She holds her own easily with everybody else she's on screen with, and I like how they didn't go for the cliche. They ended up happy together at the end, and they acknowledged that they have to go their separate ways, and now they open up Doctor Strange to probably have Leah as his next love interest. But I just thought she was really well done in this film. Like I said, she had a good balance of things to do and great character moments and cliche dodging, so number 6 on the list. Coming in at number 5 is Pizza Papa. Bruce Campbell puts a smile on my face every time he makes a cameo in a Raimi movie, and this might have been one of the best ones yet. Is it a cheesy thing of him literally punching himself for weeks? Yes. Did I still love it? Also yes, and that final post-credit scene really just sunk it in for me. Bruce Campbell is just an absolute scene stealer, no matter what role he has. So I know some guys are going to disagree with this pick, but I had to put up the OG Raimi legend high on this list. Before I do my last 4 spots on this ranking, I want you guys to let me know what your top 5 characters in this movie are below in the comments, and also just quickly leave a like. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. Now let's finish off this list with number 4, America Chavez. This was a big surprise for me. I didn't think I was going to dislike her character, but it just seemed like she was going to kind of be a MacGuffin in this film and just something that everybody's chasing after, but she actually builds really good connections with Doctor Strange in this movie, and I really like their father-daughter kind of relationship they had going on in this. I also think the actress did a really good job for this pretty much being her first actual major production. I don't know, I just found the character, her backstory, and the character's performance pretty captivating, and although I have a big problem with the end of the movie, how she just magically figures out how to use her powers and control them perfectly when the whole point of the movie is that she has no idea how to control them. That's why Wanda needs to get the powers out of her. I still think the character overall for 95% of this film is a very good character, and I'm excited to see her future in the MCU. And plus, now that she has the ability to freely travel the multiverse, she's going to be the window for some very cool stories in the future, because currently, we don't have anybody else that can just freely travel the multiverse. Honestly, I wish this character was our kind of kids/teen MCU show that we were getting instead of Miss Marvel, because I think she's a lot more captivating than the Miss Marvel show. I know that's for a younger audience, and this is a tangent, but I just had to get that out there. Number 3 on this list is Mr. Fantastic. Now, yes, I know people are mad about how he's the smartest man on Earth, and he gave up how to defeat Black Bolt instantly, and whatever, but it is so nice to see John Krasinski in the MCU in a role that people have been fan casting him in for years and years. Just one of my favorite actors, and I went in completely blind to him being in this movie, so when he showed up on screen, it was a complete surprise and one of my favorite moments of the movie. And I know he just got absolutely shredded into pieces of pasta pretty much, but since it's a multiverse, we know there's a different version of him with John Krasinski as the actor still, and I'm really excited to see him, and he just has this perfect stoic performance as Reed Richards. So this might be a bit of a hype-based ranking, putting him at number 3, but I don't care, it's my list. He's my number 3. Number 2 is Doctor Strange. In his own movie, I know him being at number 2 is kind of out there, because I do think he has a good performance in this movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch has nailed Doctor Strange. It's probably because he's played him in a million Marvel movies by now, but this is really just not his story entirely, so I couldn't put him at number 1. Like I said, I think he is great with other people in this film. Him and Wong, him and America Chavez just have great character moments. I do wish we got to see a bit more of the magic. I felt like the Strange fights were a bit of a letdown until the very end, where Zombie Strange is using the dark magic and the souls of the damned. Other than that though, I felt like the Strange fighting and combat was just a bit of a letdown compared to the first movie. But yeah, as a character, I didn't have any problems with him. He just could not top my number 1, which is Wanda or the Scarlet Witch. Thinking about the progression this character has had since Age of Ultron is kind of insane that it's even the same character anymore. I mean, in Age of Ultron, it just seems like such an afterthought, and Civil War, you can see the character starting to grow and get a little bit more of a storyline, but still not quite there. But But with WandaVision and this movie, Scarlet Witch has taken on a whole new role in the MCU, and I absolutely loved it. First of all, I love a good overpowered villain who just does not care who or what they're destroying, even if it's an entire alternate universe Illuminati, or potentially just destroying their universe altogether. And I think this is really the first time we get to see Elizabeth Olsen fully shine as what she can do as an actress in this role. She really pulls out all the stops, and every scene she's on, she just stole the show. Where I was let down with the strange fight scenes, Wanda makes up for it with the absolute gruesome deaths that she causes of all the Illuminati members, her just destroying Kamar-Taj. I love the horror elements they did with this character. It was such a cool angle to take, and just something very refreshing. And because it's the MCU, I'm sure she's not dead, and I really hope we get to see her in her own solo movie at some point, because Elizabeth Olsen has proved that she is the Scarlet Witch and she deserves her own movie. Now I want you to do one thing, and it's click on screen right now to check out my review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.